Hello there, beauties. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Liz, and on this channel I talk about all things beautiful. And today we are going to be talking about some blind buy disappointments I've had, as well as some successes. So if you guys are interested in hearing my thoughts, or you just want to hang with me, then keep on watching. Before we get into the video, guys, we have got to do our affirmation. And today's beauty affirmation is to be comfortable in your skin. And I'm not just saying that because Beyonce just sung about this in Cozy, which is my jam, but it's just because no matter what you are going through, whether your weight is up or down, be comfortable in your own skin, whether your face is beat or you're on here with no makeup like me right now. Be comfortable in who you are. Own it. Be comfortable in your skin. Be cozy with who you are, in the words of Beyonce. On with the fragrance. The first fragrance, we're going to start off with the disappointments. And I have to say, these disappointments do not smell bad, but they disappointed me for various reasons. And I'm going to talk about the biggest disappointment for me thus far. This is Jimmy Choo. I Want You Forever. Y'all, okay, hold on. First, let's talk about the positives of this fragrance. I love the bottle. I love this color. It's like a smoky gray or blue. I don't know if you guys can see that. I love that. I've always hated these tops. When I actually took it out the box, the top was off. I don't like it on I Want You either, the original one, which I absolutely adore that fragrance. But this is a very pretty bottle. I love the darkness with the gold. Beautiful. Let's read the notes. Rose, bitter almond, cherry in the middle, vetiver and jasmine, and then in the base it has vanilla, tonka bean, oak moss, and amber. When I saw those notes, I knew I had to jump on it. I had to. Almond, tonka bean, cherry, jasmine. Where can I sign up? That's just how I felt. I actually sprayed it on my hand in Ulta, and we all know stuff can change once you leave the store, but I felt confident enough to buy this fragrance. Yeah, this fragrance opens up beautifully. That bitter almond. Oh, I love almonds in a fragrance. The cherry, for me, the cherry is sweet, kind of tart, not Tom Ford Lost Cherry. I know people like to compare cherry to Tom Ford, every fragrance that has cherry in it, but no, this was more of a brighter cherry in my opinion. Kind of reminded me of the cherry in Bath and Body Works Cherry Blossom a little bit. I love the fragrance. It smells good. Here's where the disappointment comes in for me, the performance. I do not need all my fragrances to last all day and half the night. I do not need for you to smell me before I walk in the room. But what I do need is for me to smell the fragrance. That's what I need. That's what I need. And after 2 or 3 hours, I forgot I had on perfume. That's a problem for me. It really is. I remember working, and I work from home most of the time, and I was sitting there like, do I have on perfume today? And this was like around 12 or 1. I sprayed it on around 8-ish, 9, something like that. And I'm like, yeah, I always put on perfume. And I'm trying to figure out what I have on. I'm smelling myself, and then it came to me what I was smelling, which was the Jimmy Choo, but it just disappeared so quickly. It was playing hide and seek. Not really hide and seek. It was just hiding. It was hard for me to seek it out. And I was like, okay, well, sometimes I go nose blind to things. I wore this a couple of times, you guys. If you can see, I put a little dent in it. I was trying. I was asking my kids, can you smell me? And they had to get up like, yeah, I can smell you. If you have to get all up on me and I just sprayed this a few hours ago, that's kind of problematic for me. So that's where this fragrance falls short. I was not pleased with the performance. And I know I'm not the only one. I watched Rebecca Calzado. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. If I'm not, I apologize. But she said the same thing in her video. The performance is lacking. So I was like, okay, it's not just me. This fragrance is not a good performer. And I don't think I'm going to keep it because I like it, but not enough for me to say, okay, I'll deal with the 2 or 3 hours I get with you and I'll spread again. No, I don't think that's it. So that's where the disappointment comes in. Jimmy Choo's I Want Choo Forever. If anyone has this fragrance, I would love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments. And just a side note, I'm gonna try not to make this video too long, but I wanted to ask you guys, I feel like a lot of fragrance designer houses now are making the openings to be spectacular. And of course, that's what we smell at first in the store. The opening, it grabs our attention. We want it. And then after the opening dries down and the rest of the fragrance comes through, it's like, what is this? What happened to the opening? It's like a bad relationship. What happened? You started off strong. What happened? What's the problem? Like, that's kind of how I feel. I felt that way about Burberry Her Elixir. While I don't think that it smells bad, I think the opening just really had me. And then once I got to know the fragrance, it was like, no, not at all. It just reminded me too much of Burberry Her, the EDP, and I just felt like it wasn't something I needed. So maybe what I'm trying to say is the opening is good, but the foundation of the fragrance is not great. If you guys feel that way, comment down below. Do you think a lot of these fragrance houses are doing this now? Do you guys think I'm crazy? I would really love to know what you guys think. On to the next disappointment. Next disappointment is Juliana's Perfumes Double Decadence. This is their version of Guerlain Spiritueux Doubly, if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, I'm sorry. But I thought that this fragrance was going to have some booziness to it, and I thought it was going to be a little more smoky, as with the description of the Guerlain fragrance. I've never smelled that one, but from what I hear, it's amazing. I thought I was going to get a really close version of that. Juliana's perfumes, they do a great job with duplicating fragrances, but this smells like a lot of other vanilla fragrances I have. I get a hint of incense in the opening. There is no rum note in here at all. And so I was really disappointed. And while I'm going to wear it, I've wore it a little bit, but I really was hoping for a different type of vanilla fragrance. Something with a little more depth, with a little more to it. And this didn't have that at all. The notes are very similar to Spiritueux Doubly, but it doesn't have that rum note in it. And it doesn't have enough incense in it. So that was really disappointing. Not that this is not good. The other disappointing thing is with Juliana's perfume, I didn't get my sample. And I mentioned that when I watched one of Tara Michelle's videos, Opinionated Scents. Someone in the comments said they don't give samples anymore. But before I even knew that, I reached out to them and said, hey, I didn't get my sample. And I also told them that my previous samples were broken. They never responded. So that was kind of a turnoff for me. But I'm going to still buy their perfumes. But I was kind of disappointed with the performance. I might hesitate for a minute, though. I'm not going to lie. But this was disappointing. I wanted it to be a little more, something a little more special, maybe date night type of fragrance, and that's not what this was. Okay, those were the two disappointments I have. Now on to the successes. MAC Creme de Nude. Is it Creme de Nude? I'll put the name up for you guys. I purchased this during one of Macy's 15% off sales, and can you guys see? Maybe I've had this a month. I put a little dent in it. This fragrance is perfect. It's perfect. The bottle matches the fragrance. Oh, my nail is broken, but anyway, the bottle matches the fragrance. This nude is, it kind of smells to me like makeup, lipstick, powder, all of that. I used to have this makeup chest with all my makeup in it, my powders and all of that stuff. It kind of smells that way to me. It's sweet, a little musky. Um, there's supposed to be some suede in here or leather. Maybe a touch of that I get, maybe a touch, but this fragrance is so perfect. It's not loud by any means. This is a perfect bedtime scent. It's comforting. If you're going out to run errands or something, you can pop this on. Absolutely beautiful. I am loving this fragrance. Probably one of my most successful blind buys in October was this Guess Seductive Nior. Y'all, I got this at TJ Maxx, or was it Marshall's? One of them, for $12. And when I looked at the notes in the store, I was a little hesitant because the notes in here are sage, bergamot, peony, iris, jasmine, sambac, lily of the valley, vanilla, Haitian vetiver. And what kind of worried me was sage. Sage is hit or miss for me. I'm not a big fan of sage. I'm not a big fan of dressing. For all of you black people that's like, what? You don't like dressing? Not really. And many people have revoked my black card for it. I prefer stovetop stuffing in a box. Now you guys know one of my secrets. You can laugh at me, talk about me in the comments. I really don't care. It's what I like. I doctor it up and make it good. But anyway, I was worried because I didn't think I was going to like it. But I'm trying to enhance my palette. I want to smell different things. So I purchased this and absolutely, oh my gosh, y'all, if you ever are in one of those stores or Ross or something and you see this, pick it up. The sage in here is not really loud. It's there, but it's not loud. It gives it like this nice herbal effect with all the other notes surrounding it. It's sweet, it's powdery, it is actually seductive. I love this fragrance. It lasts maybe 4 or 5 hours on me. It is just absolutely beautiful. And I'm hoping when it gets colder, this fragrance is going to do her thing. I'm really hoping that the weather here in Northwest Indiana has been really weird. It's been in the 70s and one day it was 80, and not that I'm complaining about it, but it's like I wanted to wear my cold weather stuff and the fragrances just don't perform the same to me. So I'm hoping that when it gets colder outside, this little girl is gonna come through. She gonna come through, and I'm all for it. This is Guess Seductive Nior, successful blind buy. Next successful blind buy, Dior Addict. You guys, I don't know if you can see, I wore it a little bit. Now, you guys know when I first got it, I wasn't feeling it. Not at all. I was talking to Veronica Says about it, and she was like, maybe you should try it when it gets a little colder. And I was like, okay, maybe. I'll try it. You know, things change, and we did have some cold days here, and I wore it, and I was like, oh, okay. Okay, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. The opening of this fragrance throws me off a little bit. It opens up weird. But as it starts to settle down, I started getting what everybody was talking about with this fragrance. It's very nice. I think the thing that impressed me about this fragrance the most was the vanilla in here. It's not like your cookie candy sweet bacon vanilla. It's more of a grown and sexy type vanilla, and I really do like that. And then also the other notes, I think there's some green notes in here. Wait, see, I wrote the notes down. There's some blackberry, mandarin leaf, silk blossom, and then there's some jasmine, some night blooming, I don't know what that is. And then there's some orange blossom, some rose, vanilla, tonka bean, Sandalwood. So for me, I don't get a lot of blackberry in the opening, but I do get something sweet in the opening. It doesn't smell like blackberry to me, but as all those fragrances start to develop and the vanilla really starts coming through, that's when this fragrance really starts to shine. And I really love it in cold weather. When it's warmer, I don't like it. But when it's colder, it actually does this thing. So thank you, Veronica, for encouraging me to hang on in there with this fragrance. Love it, Dior Addict. So happy. Another successful blind buy, and I actually got this last year, but I really didn't wear it last year. I wore it this year, and this is Linae, Be Layers version of Nior Ani. I got this in July. This is another one. I know, guys, look, we can wear fragrances when we want, how we want, wherever we want, but some fragrances are actually made for colder weather. This is one of them. I wore this, and oh my gosh, the vanilla in here reminds me of the vanilla in here. Now, I will say, too, this one kind of opens up a little bug sprayish for some reason, but once that calms down a little, the ginger in here, it's a like spicy, zingy, and then you got the vanilla woody notes. This is absolutely gorgeous. There's some green notes in here, and you talking about long lasting all day, all night. Rose, I know you love beast mode fragrances. If you don't have this, I think that you will love it unless you have Nior. And now I'm curious to see what that smells like, the Ani, because this smells so good. Perfectly unisex. You guys, if you have not tried this fragrance, try it. Love it. This is gonna do its thing in the winter when it gets like below zero out here and your face feels like it's gonna fall off. This fragrance is going to kick butt. Last successful blind buy. Well, I'm gonna mention this one real quick. This is Libre Le Perfume. You guys know already I love this fragrance. I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but to say I love the sweet ginger in here. I love the honey in here. The lavender is not too much for those of you who are not lavender fans. You might rock with this one more than the other two Libres because, well, other three, because this one is not lavender heavy. It's in there, but it's more in the background. Now, I do want to make a correction because I think I told you guys, I was so excited when I smelled this. This is my Libre and it's the best one. I might have to retract that statement because the Intense, I smelled it again and I was like, I don't know, girl. We might have to put you in second place because that Intense is still, that was amazing. So I might have to retract my statement. Serge Luten, I want to mention this Datara Nior. I love this fragrance. I'm in love with this fragrance. It smells, oh my God. This smell is intoxicating to me. It's buttery. Sometimes I want to say oily, but it's buttery, smooth, sweet, kind of creamy. Oh, excellent. I just am not getting the longest lasting fragrance. Like what I mean is after 4 hours, I'm not smelling it that much, but it is so great that I don't care. And I'm hoping maybe this will do better when it gets colder because every time I wore this, it's been warm outside. So I'm going to see what it does in the wintertime, but it's so good. Let me put it down. It's going to get crazy if I keep smelling it. I love that fragrance. Serge Luten's Datara Nior is exquisite. Successful blind buy is Commodity Gold, and this is the expressive version. If you guys are not familiar with their fragrances, they have the personal, which sits closer to your skin. It's more for your own enjoyment. They have the expressive, which is more like a eau de parfum. And then they have the bold, which is supposed to be like the extrait version. I love this fragrance. I brought the travel size first because I wanted to see if I actually liked it because this bottle retails at $135. I got it during a Sephora sale, so I got 20% off. Love this fragrance, guys. The notes in here are juniper berries, creamy musk, vanilla, amber, sandalwood, and benzoin. This fragrance reminds me of Bath and Body Works Sensual Amber. I used to be obsessed with that fragrance. I wore it all the time. You couldn't tell me nothing when I wore it. This smells a lot like it. This is just a little creamier. The musk in here makes it slightly like clean a little bit, if that makes sense. Oh, and it's so sweet. It's so warm. It smells almost edible. It's just so good, y'all. Oh my gosh. I love this fragrance. Absolutely. Hands down worth the money. I love the minimalistic bottle. Just really pretty. If you guys like that sensual amber from Bath and Body Works, you will like this. This is really good. I love it. Absolutely love it. That was a little long video, but if you are still here, thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumb up if you like my content. Also hit the subscribe button. It's free. Hit the notification bell. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until we meet again, remember how blessed and highly favored you are. Stay safe, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.